Hello, friends,
I could
and
go for a long
welcome
walk
back.
or a short nap.
Alana, please be quiet. So, what did we do last time in our adventures in Shattered Space? We acquired, we did the first part of the three houses. What was that quest? We had to rescue hostages from basically the Varun zealots that were holding them hostage. I like the quest overall. I think that particularly since the last section was negotiation based, I think that there should have been a persuasion option with that. But other than that, I really enjoyed the quest, had good level design, lots of dialogue. We're actually going to talk to the new crew member that we got
How's it
once
going?
I find her. No, you're not
Again.
her. No, we'll just do the easy method. Oh wait, she's right here.
Hey, need anything? Worship is to use the heart's voice when the throat fails.
So this is Sahima. Now, I never really explored her dialogue, but I want to do it here because I found that there was quite a lot of dialogue. So we're going to go ahead and explore the dialogue before we continue on with our Shattered Space adventures.
Not at all. Ask away.
So let's go ahead and ask the House Divided option. How do you feel about Mujin's imprisonment?
It's hard to put into words. The part I find most difficult is the fact that I was taken by zealots. How much did my cousin's work aid their ability to take me hostage? Did they know? Or were they simply misguided?
Hmm, it's impossible to know.
But the question must be asked, lest it repeat itself. Regardless, I've heard Razma will be enforcing stricter guidelines for new members going forward. It is necessary, but at the same time, I wonder if we are closing the very door I once used to become a Kadik. Because I cannot help but see the parallels between myself and Okim. Time will tell.
Let's go ahead and ask her some other questions. As you can see, I kind of already explored the dialogue. I was rather interested in the character.
It's only a remnant of what it once was. The Scaled Citadel, trapped on the horizon, is a constant reminder of that. And yet, I still feel Dazra offers much to a visitor like yourself. To me, cities are like people. They have personalities, moods, and stories. Some days you want a teacher. Others you need a guide. And some days you seek neither. You just need a friend.
How can the city be a guide?
By knocking with opportunity. Whispers, rumors, and gossip can lead to new adventures. You just have to lend your ear to them.
Basically telling you to do the side quests. Do the side quests in Shattered Space. They tell you much about the Varun people, and that kind of adds to the main quest. In how I consider it, I consider the side quests of Shattered Space to basically be an extension of the main quest. If you do Shattered Space without the side quests, the story is going to kind of fall flat and be very fast paced, too fast paced. Whereas if you take breaks and do the side quests, it kind of lets you in on more of the current struggle of the Rune people and their tenacity and their how they stick true
Caught in a
to their
thought?
faith.
Take your time. It's
Let's
not a
ask another
race.
question here. How is the city my friend?
A city is the perfect companion. It gives you fun, entertainment, and it's a great listener. Well, depending on where you are.
Okay. Let's talk about something
Okay,
else.
let's.
I just want to explore a little bit of these dialogue options, not all of them, but let's. Where did you train to be a scientist? That's a curious
I'm
question.
self-taught, actually. My parents died before I could remember, and I was left in the care of the orphanage. But I left at a young age to train as a herald, so I could someday spread the gospel of the Great Serpent. Except there is one problem. I refused to speak. I was completely mute.
That's interesting. Was it related to
That is
losing
a
your
good
parents?
guess, but I'm too young to remember. I just remember trying to speak and finding no sound, no breath behind the words.
Was something wrong with your voice?
No, actually. I was brought to the halls of healing and my vocal cords were fine. It was a mental block.
Apparently, Andrasia is jealous that I'm talking to her and interrupting the conversation. You can learn a lot more by listening, anyways.
The heralds might have agreed, especially when you're dealing with orphans who ask too many questions. I was told to focus on reading, writing, and shooting. However, since I was left to my own devices, oftentimes I would make my own curriculum. And the more I read about Jinan Varun, the more curious I got about the physics behind grav jumps. But it wasn't until I met my father, Amon Kadik, that my path changed from herald to scientist.
Oh, we have Jessamine in the way. Amon Kadik?
Razma and Jimal's uncle, on their mother's side. Due to his work, he was mostly removed from the politics of the house. But he was respected and had enough favor among the family to adopt me without much dissent.
Shooting. You learned gunplay?
Yes. When we say all must serve, we mean it. It's just the manner of service that varies. But the base expectation is that we know how to fight. For myself, long-range weapons made the most sense due to my size. But I also trained with the Growth Dagger in the event I had to be sneaky and kill someone close.
Let's go with the Serpent's Embrace here. There are many ways to serve the Great Serpent. He is guiding you regardless.
I concur. And the proof came soon thereafter, when I met my stepfather. We met in the strangest way. He was dealing with a mathematical problem, but came to the temple to pray for guidance. Oh, you should have seen the look on his face when I offered him the solution. It was the second most shocked look I've ever seen in my life.
Ah. You might say his prayers weren't answered. It must have been a pretty memorable look. Impressive. If you did that at such a young age, that's just the face people make when you say something stupid. We're not going to go with that option.
Oh, it was. I've tried to mimic it in the mirror sometimes, with varying results. From there, we discussed all manner of scientific theory for hours and hours into the night. At some point, the sun began to cut through the windows, and the heralds began to spill in for their morning prayer. And that's when I saw the most shocked look I have ever seen in my life. Because they all realized what I didn't until that very moment. My voice had come back.
Seems like you needed a topic you were passionate about.
That's what the Mon said too. So he adopted me into House Kadik to train me as his apprentice. For the next 6 years, Amon helped me grow from an amateur physicist to the person I am today. And then one day, he just disappeared. No one knows why.
Do you miss him?
That's a hard question to answer. We were always supportive of each other, but there was also a distance between us I could never cross. And I don't know how I'd feel if it turned out he abandoned us and the project. But I do hope that wherever he is, he's okay.
He could have been kidnapped.
I hope not. It would be a strange coincidence for student and mentor to have both suffered the same fate. Regardless, that day I not only lost a mentor, I lost my chief advocate. My colleagues started to ignore me. They didn't respect me as a scientist, so of course no one listened when I warned them about the morning device. In a strange way, I had lost my voice again.
I bet those scientists regret not listening to you.
Oh, I bet they do. But they will never admit it publicly. It's odd to say, but the disaster is what gave me my voice back. There's a comfort in knowing history will remember me kindly, even if my colleagues will not.
Okay, we're going to leave it at that.
See you later.
And I will let you, dear viewer, explore the rest for dialogue, because I left my charging cable at my father's house, and I'm running on limited battery right now. So this is going to be a shorter episode, but we should be able to fit the entirety of the quest we want to do in. Let's see, Kavnik. Yeah, it's a shorter quest. It's a very exciting quest, but it is a shorter quest. And I will say, Sahima does have a substantial amount of dialogue. Like, I literally probably could have made an hour of this episode just exploring her dialogue. She gets into the philosophy. Is my game crashing? I think my game's crashing. I think my game crashed. We're going to give it a second. Yeah, I think we crashed. Oh, God. No, I don't want to do that. We're going to reboot this. Close that. Yeah, the game froze up when it was loading. Has not happened to me in quite some time. We're going to reload it up, and we already know what we need to do. We just need to head on over to Dazra and start that quest. So we're going to be doing a shorter quest. She has some substantial dialogue and some heavy dialogue where she talks about her faith and how she reconciles it with her being a scientist. So that is some very interesting dialogue. I will leave that to you guys to kind of explore on your own. And I would suggest you do, because it really harkens back to the main theme of Shattered Space, which is the basically faith versus reason, something that has been discussed by theologians and philosophers for probably the better part of like 3,000 years now. But very, very interesting. And in fact, the quest we're about to delve into is basically pointing right to that theme. I think we did like the beginning dialogue where you can kind of skip over the quest if you choose like a pure reason outlook on the dialogue options. If you take a more balanced approach, the quest does open up to you. I'm going to pause the recording while I get to Dazra. Okay, we are back in Dazra. Thank you for waiting patiently. Well, you didn't have to wait. I stopped the recording and then started it again when we got back to Dazra. But let's go ahead and set the appropriate quest, which is the other side. Because that's where we're going. We're going to the other side.
Great Serpent.
And this is a relatively short quest, but I need to set some medical supplies on my favorites. Not that hypergiant heart. How many trauma packs do I got? Trauma packs. I got 5 of them. I need to pick up more. That should be enough. This might be a rough quest, by the way, with Darkstar enabled on Punish Me. So we have to go talk to Ina about her little side task. She wants us to explore a cave of some sort.
Do you seek counsel? I have seen visions of Anasko, searching for one bold enough to enter the heart of the Vortex. And now that you are here, I know your arrival was no accident, but rather providence.
Indeed, much of our lives are governed by forces we do not understand. Your city was in trouble. I came to help. There's nothing else to it. Uh, I don't even know what that means. Providence?
The Great Serpent has guided you here. From the moment you found the Oracle to the words I speak to you now.
Indeed, much of our lives are guided by forces we do not understand. We'll go with that option. It's
Well
interesting.
put. The Great Serpent's works are imperceptible, even to heralds like myself. But rest assured, all will be revealed when you journey north. At the edge of the crater, you will find a cave carved by the anomaly. There, you will make contact with a Anasko Varun.
How do you know such a
The
cave
Great
exists?
Serpent has blessed me with the sight, and I have seen events there that are only now beginning to take shape.
You sound certain I'll find him there.
It is as the Great Serpent foretold. In my visions, I witnessed two futures. In the first, you breached the Scaled Citadel, but found Anasko had sunk too far into the void. And in time, all of Dazra was consumed along with him.
Dazra was
The
consumed.
anomaly spread, absorbing all in its path. The crater you see now is nothing compared to the destruction looming ahead.
Sounds ominous, if true.
Indeed. But there is another path. In the second future, I saw you make contact with Anasko, entering a cave through a formless wall. At its terminus was a gate, a path into the realm where our speaker resides. You stepped into this void, and in that moment, something changed. The false future rewritten.
Roughly speaking, it could be that entering the Vortex directly would allow you to speak with him. And while my readings do not show any anomalous activity, I admit there's a lot of interference. Still, that only emphasizes the potential danger involved here. I cannot approve of such an excursion on a minute chance Anasko is present.
You just need to have a little faith. Agreed. I'm not sure it's worth investigating. What kind of
The
danger?
closer one ventures to the heart of the anomaly, the closer they are to the phantoms and horrors that lie within. Moreover, if this cave was cut open by the calamity itself, then it is an unnatural formation and highly unstable.
I would be able to
Not
speak
in the
to
way you and I
Anasko?
speak, but in crude terms, yes, provided you manage to maintain your own sanity through the process. But this is all purely theoretical. No one has ever entered the Vortex and come back.
You need to have faith. I'm the diviner. I can do this.
I am no heretic, but to risk so much on a vision, it is a leap of faith I cannot condone. I will not stand in your way, however, as Inaza has stood in ours.
You may not realize it now, dear brother, but our goals are one and the same.
Can you tell me more about this
It was
location?
a winding cave, scattered with walls of dark energy. At the end, a rip in the fabric of reality. In my vision, I saw you step forward, slowly, following the sound of Anasko's voice. I could hear him calling to you in the distance. His words were jumbled, but as you drew closer, they started to assemble. I was thrust out of the vision before I could see the end.
Did this cave exist prior to the
No.
cataclysm?
It was born from the incident itself, but I believe it is there. And what is faith but to give form to the formless? As a herald, It is my duty to make real what is unseen.
Point me to the cave. I
Then
can
you
find
must
them.
embark to the northern edge of the crater. You will find an entrance there, one that has no form. Step through it, find Anasko, and complete the vision. Only then will his voice be heard.
Okay, I actually already heard his voice, but we'll go to the cave if you say I need to. What's this little building here? If I can make it. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Crap. Hi, Ben. How'd you get up here so quick?
Scanning.
They disappeared. People say that this engine's like sucks and needs to be completely destroyed and rebuilt, and I'm witnessing this. We have the container floating around, everything's floating around. You know what? For funsies. See, we can pull everything towards it except for that container. The container's kind of looks like it's glued. But all the other things traveling pretty good. I want to get phase time up because guess what? There's going to be a lot of baddies up ahead, as you can already see them. I can see them. Oh my, you SOB. You SOB. You freaking teleported right as I was pulling the trigger. How the hell did you know? You're fast. Prepare to die. That was a Vortex Starborn. Someone's behind me. They're like a level 147. I'm like a level 100, so I can't like diddle daddle around with these guys because they will hurt me. Alright, let's go. We don't have infinite battery life on this laptop. It said I had about 2 hours when I started. So we do have to make haste. I'm gonna try to not rush through dialogue, but I will be...
To go to heaven with a headache?
No, we do not want to die with a headache. Say goodnight. Switch to this gun, we have way more bullets with this. Be a little bit more sparing with that mag shear. It is definitely OP, but good golly, Miss Molly, the bullets are expensive. Guy was up here, he disappeared on us. We're just gonna run in since he decided he wanted to vanish. A little bit of whispers in the background as we entered.
We should be careful here, Dan.
Nice environmental storytelling with the footprints, the Vortex footprints on the ground. And my god, look at this environment. It's incredible. We have you can see the wind and everything. They're very much environmental storytelling heavy here.
Looks like we got ourselves some trouble.
I can't get out of here. They have me boxed in. Jerks. Okay, we're supposed to go this way. Creepy laughing. More footsteps.
Don't worry, Dan. I'm coming.
Let's drop a quick save in case I die.
Hi, Dan. What do you need?
It answers with silence.
Okay. We're gonna have our screenshot. Turn down the brightness a little bit, turn up the contrast. Ooh, that makes it good. Let's turn down the filter and see if there's a good one. Turn it to here. I do like that Gemini, gets a little bit more blue. I think we're going to go with the Apollo era. Okay, I think that is going to be it. Okay. Screenshot's been taken.
Have you abandoned me, Great Serpent? Do you not hear my pleas?
Serpent's embrace. I hear you, speaker, and I am honored by your presence. He hears you. I hear you. Let's go with the first option.
You are promised a follower of the Great Serpent. Or does my mind deceive me once more?
I do not serve the Great Serpent. I am the Great Serpent. The Great Serpent has guided me to you. And I serve no one but myself. I do what I do for the good of humanity. The Great Serpent has guided me to you.
Yes, he works through you and built the path to guide you to me. I have reached out so many times to hear nothing but echoes. Yet you, an outsider, hear me plain. And for the first time, I hear you. Clearly your arrival here is fated. By stepping into this void, we are now linked. There is still reason to hope. The Great Serpent will see us through. But time is short. The bridge collapses. The gate is still open. The experiment still runs. Find me in the Scaled Citadel. I will wait for you there.
Oh, damn.
Hold up. God in heavens. Ah! They're all around me! I think we got all the side stuff. We just need to get out of here.
Combat mode initiated.
Thank you, Derek. I think we killed them all. These things are important.
This place looks dangerous, Dan.
It's very dangerous, Derek. Those guys will, like, kill me in 2 shots. That's why I took that hypergiant heart. Not that way. Those things are, like, really expensive, too. Not this way. Is it this way? No, it's not that way. How do I get out of this hellhole? How do I get out of here? Ah, they're coming for me. Oh wait, there's one more. We're gonna slow down time a little bit so we can get this without getting whacked. We got all of them. We're getting out of here. Okay, we made it out. I was actually kind of concerned about this quest and dying because those horrors do, like, if they hit me, they will take me down to like 25% health in one hit.
Don't mind me. I'm just a bit out of sorts at the moment, while I try to come to terms with this dimension.
Lost them.
Get wrecked, noobs! Why is your hit pull so large? You want to teleport all around. Okay, they're staying away from me, so I'm just getting out of here. I'm not chasing them. My hypergiant heart wore off. I don't want to have to take a second one. Are they still chasing me? They're still chasing me. They're gonna chase me the whole way back, aren't they? Whatever. Right, and we'll just parkour up there. We did it! We did it. We did it. We made it back. One piece. Just gotta turn in the quest, have our end dialogue, and then we're done. I'll post this episode tonight. If I have enough battery to edit it up and touch up the thumbnail. I should. It doesn't take long. Let's Plays are very easy, editing-wise. Oh, she's way over there.
You return. What news do you have of Anasko?
Anasko is waiting in the Scaled Citadel. I was able to speak to him.
Then my vision did not betray me.
Well, it would seem I owe you an apology, sister.
There is no need, brother. Your skepticism only strengthens us.
As you say. But, to the matter at hand, did Anasko mention anything that could aid us in his extraction?
He said the gate is still open. He said he would need to enter the Scaled Citadel. No, only that we've established some sort of link.
Yes, the pinnacle of the Citadel was modified to house the equipment to create a gate to the Vortex. If it still runs, that would explain everything we have experienced since the initial incident.
It is much more than that. Normally when I pray for Anasko's return, I sense he is lost, fading. But when I last prayed to the Great Serpent, I felt Anasko's presence clear and distinct. Even as it receded, I felt him anchored to this world. Yes, there are some who suggest that when Jinan communed with the Great Serpent, a similar bond had been established. I believe the same is true for you and Anasko.
I would need time to attempt a scientific explanation for why or how this happened, but for now, let us assume my sister is correct.
And that is the essence of faith. I do not know what lies ahead. My visions do not go beyond this point. But I do know this link would play a role. In fact, I am certain of it.
Agreed. And with this settled, we can now continue the work of aligning the noble houses. Together, we will find a way to complete the mourning device.
All right, there we have it. The other side has been complete. The next on the docket is going to be more of the house quests. We still have 2 of those to go. This was a short, simple, sweet quest, kind of points to faith and reason. Basically, where reason ends is where faith begins, is the kind of the moral of the story there. And there's no time to do like a scientific analysis of everything, so you have to make a leap of faith. And could be rewarding, or you could die like 10, 20 times inside that cave, depending upon how difficult your settings are. Rather challenging, in my opinion, especially like if you're running Darkstar and some other gameplay enhancements. That is quite frightening, because those horrors will literally two-shot me, and I think we saw that earlier in this series where I just got slapped in the face by one of them and died. So I was shocked I made it out of there in one try, likely due to the hypergiant heart that I took, which reduces damage by 500% for 5 minutes. But those things are so expensive. But I think we're going to end the episode here. So this is a short episode. I will probably do another episode this week to kind of make up for the shortness of this episode, where we'll do another one of the house quests. But as always, friends, please enjoy the rest of your evening.